G'day scrappers. Today I've just come back from a residential pickup. Just one of those $10 pickup jobs, but normally I don't charge $10. I just give it back to them because my advertising says $10. But if there is a TV, like an old style CRT or one of these projection TVs, then I definitely take that $10. But not a bad little pickup actually. I just wanted to show a few little oddball things that I noticed as I was taking it away. So it probably won't be a long video. I might actually scrap out that projection TV on video. I'll see how I feel. But I also got an LG, looks like a small plasma kind of TV or an old LCD, and just a whole little bits and pieces like this little box here. I noticed quite a few of these. They're little portable DVD players. You know, obviously people don't really use this stuff anymore, but as I've mentioned before, so yeah, they're all portable DVDs, some kind. Yeah, I really, when I do residential pickups, I love these kind of boxes with all your little knickknacks in there and stuff. You just don't know what you're going to get, and there's always really handy stuff that people don't need anymore, but that can be used. So just all kinds of little, there we got a little microphone jack, you know, cables and stuff. These little jacks here, you know, that can all come in handy. So yeah, I really like these kind of boxes, and the most interesting ones come out of residential homes. So I always, I don't mind doing residential pickups. There's a brand new little, kind of like a wireless joypad. Yeah, no doubt there's going to be cables for the DVD players, you know, USB cables. Video cables probably also for the TVs. There's some phone cable. But yeah, I always enjoy going through stuff like this and getting real oddball little gadgets and stuff. And what's that? Microsoft Office Professional Edition 2003. Okay. Alright. Well, that might come in handy. Little remote controls, probably for the DVD players, haven't been used. Oh yeah, this might come in handy too. Okay, it's for Bose headphones. So it looks like there's some adapters for international adapters. So that it's one of those blue ants.
Maximum volume. Maximum volume.
Cool. Alright. Well, it still works. An old hard drive. What's that? It's like a suspension shocker. Don't know what that's for. It's got an interesting little connection there. Slots into something. Wonder what that could be used for. It's got a grip That's bizarre. If anyone knows, let us know. Yeah. That's for the iPod. So I keep all these Apple connectors just to match up with other stuff. It's obviously the USB, kind of like a charging bay or something. Alright, so yeah, it's not spectacular, this little box, but sometimes they can be really awesome, but it isn't too bad. But the main things I wanted to show you was a couple of other items. Looks like entertainment. You got a really nice amp here, and a light, and some small lights, and this grey box here that want to check it out, see what it is. Alright, I'll just take it out and we'll have a look at these other oddball items. Obviously got a printer, which is pretty, just for recycling, but yeah, I'll get this stuff out and we'll have a closer look at these kind of like entertainment or party kind of equipment. Okay, well, I got the stuff out of the van, so kind of all I wanted to really do is just kind of show you what I got out of this one residential pickup, and just to let you know that don't discount household pickups. If you can advertise to houses, especially in more trendy areas where you got a lot more people wanting to recycle, you can get some pretty good stuff. Like I showed you that box of all cables and goodies and stuff, and usually there's a few cell phones in there and stuff like that. That's very common. You get that virtually at every house, that will call you to do a e-waste recycling pickup. You'll get stuff like that. So it's, they're really good. Businesses are really hard to get pickups from. So if you can make some flyers and do some door knocking and go around and say you're recycling e-waste in residential areas, but if you go to the more trendy areas, yeah, you'll find you can do pretty good, and sometimes it takes a long time, but they'll keep your flyer, and it might be a year before they call you, but eventually you'll get calls. And like I said, I charge $10 a pickup from residential, but I don't really charge to take that money anymore unless it's something like really hard to recycle, or I've got to go inside and remove a fridge, or right into their garage and start digging out a whole lot of stuff that's buried. That's when I'll take the $10, when I spend more time than I really should. But my next stage of advertising will most likely be free pickups, but I'm thinking about doing that probably next year, a different style of residential recycling. So this video, I just wanted to quickly show you a few things. I thought I was going to scrap a couple of little things out that were a little bit interesting, but it looks like I might end up not scrapping anything out apart from the 2 televisions that I got and the printer, because this it's a Sherwood. It's a pretty good brand. It's not like a super expensive one, but it's reasonably heavy, and inside I can see a really good size transform. I also look at the back, and if it looks kind of like that, and it's got all these connectors, and it looks interesting, yeah, so that's it there, the RX 5502. I reckon, without even looking, I reckon it's worth $100 if it works. So I'll just plug it in and see if we've got power. There's no power. You can barely see the there must be like a brightness, but no, I can see it's definitely working. Input phonotape. Don't know if you can actually see that because it's so faint, very hard to see. Here in the daytime, so that's good. Be a you know, what I'm thinking is like $100 system. So obviously we don't want to scrap it. If it didn't power on, then it still might have been worthwhile for parts, because it probably would have been something as simple as a fuse or something like that. But no, this works fine. It looks perfect. I don't really even have to test it any further. Because when I sell stuff like this, you know, I usually, you know, sell it as, you know, the item has powered on, everything appears to be functioning well, and that's it. And yeah, I think that'll be $100 item. So I'm not going to sell, scrap that. So that's good. I can put this one away. So there you go, you know. There's $100 straight away, you know, from a house. Oh, and here's another interesting thing are these, they're downlights. They're like little LED lights. But what I really like about these is two things. I like the aluminium extruded heat sinks on theirs, but especially I love that they're individual powered. They've got their own little power plugs. So that's really cool because it's really handy to you've got a party or something, you can rig these up anywhere, and there's no limit to where you can put them. You know, they don't have to be mounted into the ceiling. You can just, you know, just plug them in wherever you like. So it's really handy, and it looks like there's 5 of these types. That one's come out, yeah. So it can even take out this mount and just leave it like that, even, you know, kind of like little spot party lights set up in the backyard. And this one here is quite interesting. Yeah, again, the same kind of deal. It's got a beautiful little heat sink at the back here. But the difference with this one is it's got this little kind of like a transformer kind of thing with it. It's got a power plug that plugs. So yeah, it's got a separate power point as well. So I suppose it's just another handy one. This is a little bit different though. I much prefer these ones here. These are awesome. And so obviously again, it's not the kind of thing we're going to scrap out, but unless they don't work, but I can't see why they wouldn't. Okay. Cool. One. I'm assuming that there's no reason why they wouldn't all work. Yep. Beautiful. Party on. So that's a really awesome little items again. Just really happy with them. Certainly wasn't expecting them. And, you know, I do get downlights and stuff, but they're hardwired kind of lights. So to get stuff like this that have got individual power cables, and just your standard, you know, PC type of power cable. So I've got really long ones. I've got extenders for these ends, where I can put another one over that and extend it up to like 10-20 feet if I like, because I've got quite a lot of extenders. So these are awesome, and in my next garage I'll probably set them up. The third item that I just wanted to show quickly, so again, it's probably not going to be a scrapping item video, because I don't think there's anything really here to scrap. This here is one of those black lights. You know, they for parties, you know, so it makes white t-shirts and everything white and glow in the dark sort of really stand out. So that's what that is. It's a 400 watt E40 globe, so it's a huge globe. And you know, I know a little bit about these. I know that globe, if it doesn't work, they're about $45-50 to buy. and so they're not cheap. And you know, if it works, awesome. I'll probably play around with it. But if it doesn't, I'm not sure I would invest $50 in a globe, because yeah, it's really not something that I really need. But it's model SRL 580, and let's see if I plug it in. Okay, it doesn't look like it's going to work. In fact, I can't hear the starter. The you know, I can see the huge transformer in there. It's a really nice white one, but I can't hear anything. And yeah, so I'm pretty sure this globe would have been burnt out. So that's a shame. I'm not sure, you know, if anyone would want something like this, because, yeah, as I said, the globes are very expensive, and they're not easy to find. These giant black tubes. So, oh well, that would have been really awesome. Would have been fun to bring out on a party, you know, to have it, you know, in the dance room or something, and you know. But these days you can buy fluorescent tubes with black lights as well, and they're pretty cheap to set up. So yeah, oh well, that one doesn't work. Now, I'm glad you've hung around, because this last thing is a really weird thing. Okay, now, can anyone work out what that is? Look at that end. Looks kind of like a projector, but it's not. It certainly doesn't have any lens. It's just got a big bolt in there, and it's just a hole with little holes. And what's really weird, so it's got all these danger, risk of electric shock, don't open cover, hot nozzle. So this gets hot apparently. And what's really weird is it's got oil in there. There's quite a lot of oil, or some kind of fluid, but it looks reasonably thick. So, give you 3 more seconds to guess what it is. Okay, yeah, you guessed it. iFog. It's a smoke machine. It's going to smoke up. It's got this little controller that looks like, okay, this might control the amount of fog that comes out. But that's really bizarre. So obviously this was all part of a party setup they had. They must have had a big party and they bought all this, or I don't know why they're throwing it out, because this looks like in pretty good condition. I'll plug it in and see what happens. It might not work. Okay, so I've got the red light is kind of on. So we've got power running through. It might just... Okay, nothing's sort of happening when I press that button. But being a fog machine with that oil, it might just need to warm up a little bit. So we'll give it a little while. See if this actually works. Yeah, it's still warming up, so I'll just yeah, I'm really happy with these though. And that projection TV that I scored, I don't know if, yeah, I just don't know yet if I'm going to scrap that out or not. Okay, I just went and made a cup of coffee. Very, very hot now, so let's give it a go. Okay. Whoa. Whoa. Whew. How cool is that? Okay. All right. It doesn't really have any smell to it. It's just kind of, yeah, it's just a neutral. Doesn't smell like anything really. A little bit oil, like a little bit oily, but let's party like it's 1999. Woohoo! Wow. So imagine that with the black light and some of these lights blaring on and off, and it'll be really, really cool party. So yeah, ooh, hey, it's getting warm. So I'm definitely not going to scrap this out. Obviously it works. There's still oil in it, so I can either, I don't even think I'm going to sell this. I think I might just keep this for just a bit of fun. Sometimes if I you know, ever have a party or something and just want to, you know, put this out there and just spin people out. That's pretty cool. Well, that's all I really got to show today. I hope that was a little bit of fun for you. And, you know, what can I say? Keep scrapping. Have fun, and I'll catch you next time.